What's going on, guys? So figured I'd get on here today and we're gonna do a little bit of woodworking. So a little bit of routing. Basically I took a flag that I already had and I'm gonna basically route out something in the center of it. So this flag is actually for my buddy C Farmer. Y'all don't know who he is. It's just C Farmer, and go check out his video. And he has also got a paid membership site that you can basically go and check out videos before they hit YouTube here. Some of them may not even hit YouTube, so you can go check out that site as well. But go check him out and subscribe to his channel. He has been a great friend to me ever since I got into RV transport. Between him and Mr. Tennessee and several other videos that or channels that I've watched, basically just like everybody out here that mainly that watches a lot of my videos, wanting to get in to RV transport. So basically I watched his, and like I said, Mr. Tennessee's and several others, and to try to get knowledge and try to make that decision, because a lot of us we're scared to make that jump. We're skeptical, and if you're anything like me, you're a big what if person. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if it don't work out? So and then along the way, anytime I've ever had any questions, anything like that, he's always been there to answer my questions. And then most of you know that my breakdown that just happened, guys, he came all the way from Tennessee, all the way down to Hammond, Louisiana, picked me up in my truck and brought me all the way back here to North Mississippi, and then turned around and went back home. He's supposedly supposed to be coming here in the next day or two to try to help me diagnose my truck and figure out exactly what's wrong with it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the pump, but if that's the case, I'm going to do a CP3 conversion. And even if that's not the case, then I'm still going to try to do the CP3 conversion as soon as possible. But starting out, money's tight, and I just don't want to go spend. Well, not really. I don't want to. I can't afford to go spend $2,000 or $3,000 right off the bat, and then that turns around and not fix it, and then I'm still left trying to diagnostic what exactly is wrong with it. So and he told me, I told him, I said, man, I said, I really don't have the money to pay you to come, your time and everything. He told me, he said, don't worry about it. He said, just pay for my fuel and stuff coming down here to get me. And guys, that's pretty much, what he did is going down to Hammond to pick me up. And I gave him a few dollars and everything for his time and everything, but that it just wasn't nowhere enough to pay for his time and all that stuff. And whenever times are tough and everything, you don't have the money, then even though you got a great friend like that's willing to go out of his way and do and help you out, and then down in deep inside of you still feel bad for not being able to pay him. And so I figured I would do something for him and everything, just to try to show my appreciation. And I know sometimes it ain't always about the money. Sometimes it's just the thought. And I'm hoping that's what this will be to him. So he just well, I ain't gonna get into that. I'm gonna let him. If you want to see basically what I was fixing to say and everything, just go check out his channel, and he's got some new things coming to his channel also. So so hopefully this flag will do him some good as far as, you know, showing some things. He just got his truck, or an older truck, and he's going to be working to, you know, fix it up, maybe take it to shows and stuff like that. Maybe he can take this along to some shows and everything. But I'm going to turn y'all around and show you what I'm doing. So, alright, so here's one of my flags. Like I said, I've already pretty much got it done, and I've already got the lacquer on it, and of course I'm going to have to go back and, you know, do a light sanding and everything to get some of the lacquer off. But one thing I'm going ahead and doing first is I'm going to do it without the lacquer, and then after I get done routing it all out, then I go back and do a light sanding and try not to take away from the stripes, color of the stripes, and then I go back and put a couple more coats of lacquer on it. But if y'all seen his channel, y'all seen his little intro of the little tire marks and then C Farmer. Well, basically I printed that off, and so that's basically it right now. As you can see, I've already started routing, and then I just decided to, you know, sort of make this video. But yeah, I'm gonna route out the tire marks. Then there's his name right there, C Farmer. So I'm really hoping that he'll like that, and I believe it's going to look really, really good, and it's going to look sharp whenever I'm done. So I'm hoping to get this done and get some lacquer on it and everything, and hopefully not screw it up. So whenever he comes, then I'll be able to sort of give it to him, present it to him. So, but anyway, so let's get started doing some routing. All right. Alright guys, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm taking, I'm fixing to paint this white, and so basically I'm just taking painter's tape and I'm going to cover up as much as I can so that way I don't get any overspray on anything else, and that'll be less sanding that I have to do. And I will tape up just as much stuff as I possibly can. So that way I can, you know, just try to just basically sand just what I need to, just to get just a little bit off. Alright guys, so what I'm using is just white Rust-Oleum paint. You can get it at Walmart or Amazon or wherever. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll leave the link in the description. And guys, you don't want to get carried away with this. I mean, you don't want to just sit there and hold it like you was painting a car or anything like that. Just real light touches. You just want to basically fill in where I routed. So and because the heavier coat you put on here, then the more sanding you're going to have to do to get it off this part. And like I said, I want to try to stay away from all that, especially the red, because I don't want to really disturb that red too much. Guys, that's pretty much all it is to it. Just let that sit there and dry for just a minute. Then you'll take your tape off, and then you'll have to, of course, let the paint right there that's on the outside, you have to let that dry a pretty good bit before you start to sand, otherwise you're just going to smear it. Alright guys, so we got all the tape pulled off, and I just let it dry for just a little bit. I'm still gonna let it dry just a little bit more before I start sanding it, and I'll explain another reason why to do that here in just a minute. But just of course, the deeper you go as far as your routing, then you know you may have to get you know, you may have to spray up and down, sideways, and everything like that, not just go across flat, because you got to get the edges of the inside where you routed. And especially if you're doing, say if you was routing something on black or something like that, and you was painting it another color, then that bare wood would really notice or pop out. So just make sure that you get all your edges and stuff like that. Another reason why you do not want to sand it while it's still wet is because inside here, inside those little grooves where you routed, then if that's still wet while you're sanding, then that sawdust is going to get in there and it's going to cake. It's going to cake up in there, and then you're going to have to get a little chisel or a pick or something like that. You're going to have to dig all that out. Then you're taking a chance of messing your paint up, having to go back and redo it. So just give it time to dry. I don't know exactly how long. I think I mean, it's not a real heavy coat, so I don't know, a couple hours maybe, and then just come back and just touch it, which I mean that's still sort of dry right there because like I said, I didn't do a real heavy coat. But we'll just give it a couple hours, let that dry, and then come back with a fine grit, probably I would say maybe 120 grit or something like that, maybe 220, and then sand it down. So that way, if the lacquer wasn't already on it and it was just bare wood, then you can just sand it down. But like I said, I'm trying not to disturb, especially right here being that it's on the red. I'm probably going to have to come back up with a little small paintbrush and touch up the red inside there to fix that back up, because it's probably going to take some off. But I know it's going to take the lacquer off, and then I'll come back and then I'll just recoat the whole thing with probably a couple more coats of lacquer. So alright, well, I'll let y'all know whenever I get started sanding. Alright guys, so it's been a little bit, so I'm fixing to go ahead and try to sand this down. Normally I would use my belt sander, but being I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying not to disturb this red too much, so I'm just going to use the orbital hand sander. I'm using 120 grit, and I'm just going to barely try to go over it, just enough to get that white off the board. And then like I said, you can use a shop vac. Compressed air is better, and like I said, if it's still a little bit wet, it's going to cake up in there. So it hasn't been quite 2 hours, like I said, it's probably been a little over an hour. So I'm just going to sand a little bit, blow it out. Sand a little bit, blow it out. So that way it doesn't really get caked up in there. Alright. Alright guys, so like I said, I didn't put a whole lot of pressure on it. They like I said, it came off pretty easy because like I said, it wasn't that big of coats. As you can see, I got to go back and touch some of that up, especially some of the red right there. I'm gonna try to get it as best I can, but one little section I did get a little carried away and pressed down because I was trying to get in that little groove right there, and I ended up shaving down too much and basically smoothing off where I'd routed it. So I gotta go back and touch that up. I'm gonna try just to use this paint, but I may have to end up going and routing that back down a little bit more. So, but anyway. But I'm gonna get that done. Just basically I'm using this stain. Got the I used the Minwax water base, and you can get it at Lowe's. I guess you can get it at Home Depot, I'm not sure, but what I use for white is called Simply White. And here's the red, and I forgot what color. I think it's, trying to see, I can't remember. I think it's scarlet, I think, or crimson, I believe. Then the blue, again, I can't remember exactly what color it was, but most of the people at Lowe's, you can tell them what color you need as far as the red and white. Just tell me you're doing a flag, and they pretty much know. Some of them do, not all of them, but anyway, if I remember the colors, where I can find them, then I will leave it and link in the description. And so, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish getting this touched up, then start putting some lacquer on it, and then hopefully it'll dry up and be ready for the old famous Sea Farmer. All right.